Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create procedural dice in Houdini. As you see over here, I already created one dice. Okay, so the fundamental principle of dice is the sum of opposite faces on a regular dice always amount to 7. Okay, likewise over here, this has 6 numbers, so at the opposite side we get 1, 2, so over here definitely we get 5 and 3, so opposite side we get 4. Okay, so the core concept or the fundamental method that I am going to follow is this. Okay, so I will show you that how to create this thing procedurally. Okay, so let's start with new scene. So first of all, I am going to create one geometry container. Just name it as dice. Now just go inside this particular container, and definitely over here I need to create one box for dice body. Now the thing is that I need to create one attribute, okay, that basically represent the number that we need, like 1 over here, so opposite side we get 6 and like that. Okay, and for that reason I'm going to use normal direction of this particular surface. So definitely for that I just create one normal at operator in which I just prefer to set it to primitive because I want that particular attribute onto primitive. Now over here, to generate that particular stuff, I am going to use attribute wrangle. Okay, so I just select this particular stuff and I just create one vector variable which name weight, and I just put it as set 1, 2 and 3. Same way I create one more vector variable, and that is name is unit vector which has value 1, 1, 1. Okay, now what I need to do is that I need to basically define the direction of this particular stuff, and for that reason I just apply float side is equal to dot product with normal and unit vector variable. Okay, and one more thing that I need to create is that I am going to create one attribute. Okay, and that is I integer at dice value. Okay, so this is my main important attribute that I am going to create is equal to dot product of normal with weight. Okay, so definitely we get something over here, so let's check what we get over there. And yeah, we need to run it on primitive. Now if I click over here and dice value, and what I prefer over here is that we need to click marker. So now see, at least we get 1, 2, 3, and over here we get -1, -2 and -3. So now we need to convert that particular stuff into, like over here we have 3, so we need over here 4 and like that. And for that reason we are going to use this information. So over here I'm going to apply one condition, that is if side is less than 0, then this dice value should be 7 plus, because that should be in minus, so over here I just apply plus value. Okay, so now if you check this particular stuff, Now we get 4, 3, 2, 5 and 6. We get 1 over here. Okay, so basically we create a proper attribute on that particular faces. Now the thing is that now we need to design a procedural pattern, that dot pattern. Okay, so I'm not going to create that, okay, this pattern is for that. I'm going to create that things within that procedural manner. Okay, and to do that over here, I'm going to create one line. Okay, that vertical line, that is fine. And I just prefer that I just copy this parameter, length parameter, and paste relative reference over here and divide it by 2, and we should apply minus over here. So now we get this particular stuff in the center of this origin, and we prefer that we apply 3 point over here. The reason is that we need the center point and like that. But right now the shorting of this particular points is like 0, 1, 2, but I do not need that. So for that reason over here I just apply one short operator through which I prefer to apply proximate to point. Okay, so now we get 0 over here, 1 over here and 2 over here. So I need basically that 0.0 value should be in the center of that particular thing. Now I just apply one transform. Okay, so now this pattern is very important, and in rotation I just apply 45 degree. Okay, so this particular stuff should be directed towards Z. That is preferable. Okay, because we need to align, or we need to basically copy that particular stuff onto that faces. So for that reason we need this. Okay, now what I prefer, I just apply one copy and transform over here, and I just apply 90 degree. So we get something like this. As well as from here I just apply one more transform. Okay, and in which I just apply scale in Y like square root of 1 divided by 2. Okay, so technically we need that length should be this is 1, so I just apply 1 divided by 2 and like that. Okay, so if I merge this particular thing, three stuff, we get a spherical pattern over here. Okay, so that's why I just scale it out like that. Now what I need over here is that I need to apply one fuse operator. Okay, through which basically we fuse. But now the thing is that, see, over here we get 0 in the center, 1 over here, 2 over here, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so this pattern is very important. That number is also important because we are going to play with those number. Likewise, when we have one number, we need only this 0 number point. When we do that attribute that dice value where on that face where we have two value, we get 1 and 2. So basically we see over here we get pattern like 0. If I write down like in a notepad. Okay, so over here where we need one value, so at a time we need 0 number point. When we need 2 number value, we need 1 and 2 number point. Okay, where we have 3 number, we get 0, 1 and 2. Where we have 4 number, we need 1, 2, 3 and 4 point. Where we have 5 number, we need pattern 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Where we have 6 number, we need pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 4 and 5 and 6. Okay, so this has some pattern 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Okay, so now to achieve this particular stuff, what I need is, first of all, I need to apply one transform through which I just reduce the scale of this particular stuff, maybe 0.7. Okay, and what I prefer is create one attribute wrangle over here, and to do that definitely we need this box because this is our very important stuff. And over here I need to apply for each primitive, so we get each primitive over here. And what I supposed to do is that over here I just apply one extract centroid, in which I just remove this particular stuff, so we get over here. And what I prefer is that we apply normal and dice. We basically transfer attribute from primitive to point, and that is this. Okay, so now actually we get that dice value over here within that point, and I prefer that I just apply one null over here to locate that particular stuff. So out point info, like that. Now what I need to do is that over here I just select this particular stuff, and I'm going to write down some wax over here. So like integer dice value is equal to, I'm going to create one parameter, and that should be dice value. Okay, and now and I execute this particular stuff, and maybe over here I just write down 2. Okay, now I just write down like for integer I is equal to 0, I is less than dice value, and I plus plus. And in this for loop what I need to do is that over here I need to write down one condition, okay, that if this dice value percentage, that is modular technically, 2 is not equal to 0, then what should we do? Then we need to set point group. Okay, so basically we are going to apply this particular stuff into a group point, and that should be 0 comma, I just name a group name like my group, and over here I just write down I, that is point number, and 1. Okay, and else what should we do? Definitely I'm going to copy all those stuff from here, control C, control V, but over here I just need to write down I plus 1, and we should end this for loop. Okay, so now what happened that over here, for reference purpose I just apply one blast, or maybe let me check one thing, that we apply over here one spear and set it to polygon mesh, and just reduce its size by maybe 0.075, that is okay. And I apply copy to point, so this should be my this and this, and over here I just set target point to by my point. Okay, so now see, as I mentioned you that over here whatever the value we have like 2, so now see we get the pattern for 2. 1 we get pattern like this, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so we get that pattern in a proper manner. So now what I need to do is that over here we have this thing, so I just need to call the attribute from here only. So for that reason I just select this attribute wrangle, in which this dice value should be, I just apply attribute from this point, So dash dash dot out point info, comma, and now you over here you have to write down point numbers. That should be my 0 point attribute. So over here you have to apply that attribute name, and that is your dias value, and index should be 0. Okay, so we call this particular information from here only. So right now we get something like this, and now what we need to do is that copy to point. This is my object, this should be my point, and outcome should be this. So now we get something like this over here. Okay, and if I check this box, see, we get 3 over here, 4 over there. Okay, so now we get those patterns like this over here. Now I need to give a proper shape to my this dice box. Okay, so for that reason I am going to create one more for each primitive over here, in which I'm going to apply subdivide. So it just subdivide this particular stuff like this. Now I just apply one poly extrude, and over here in transform I just reduce maybe 0.8 like this, and click on this extrude front, and over here I apply one circle from edge, and over there I just apply this extrude front, so it basically rounded this particular circle like this. Okay, and that's it. So we get something like this over here, and now I just need to apply one fuse operator and apply some more subdivide to give a little proper shape to that, and maybe increase the depth like 3, so we get a proper shape for that dice. And now simple, we apply one boolean. So this should be my contain, this is my spheres, so I just apply like this, and we get this dice like this. Okay, so maybe I just create some group over here, maybe primitive, that is fine. Patterns, I just name it as patterns. Now over here we just apply some color, primitive, maybe dark red, and one more color, and that should be applied to patterns, point, primitive. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so that's how we can create a procedural dice. So hope you like this tutorial. See you soon with another tutorial. Thank you.